What's up, fam? I hope everybody's enjoying this beautiful day. Hope you guys are excited. Find a reason to smile. I try to bring a word of hope. Well, we believe in being hope dealers here at the Hope TV, and I want to thank you guys for following and supporting. Your support has been amazing over the past couple of weeks. We started a platform called the Hope TV. Although I've been doing media all my life, but I want to thank you for your support of the Hope TV. If you're not yet following the Hope TV, won't you follow it on all things social media? I just appreciate the kind comments and all the emails and social media messages you've been leaving about how you've been inspired. A whole lot's going on. A lot of people are upset, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure in the world. And if we can bring something positive to inspire you, put a smile on your face, that's what we're trying to do. So I want to thank you for all you're doing. Our staff is working hard every day because we got to make it through this. And we need faith, and we need power, we need purpose, and we need the resilience to know that things will get better. I want you to know again that even though it's rough, it's tough, can't lie, but God is not intimidated by it. And the same faith that's brought us over in the past, we keep believing that God will bring us through now. And I want you to always believe that. Maybe we've never seen this before, but we've had some tough times before. And we've made it through tough times before. We can make it through this. Tough times build character. Listen, the only place where success comes before work is the dictionary. So sometimes you got to go through something in order to get to something. I just want y'all to be encouraged and know that pressure can bust a pipe, but it also can make a diamond. And if you have the right mentality, right mindset, we're going to come through this thing smiling. We're going to come through this thing with testimony. I just believe we're going to be greater and stronger. I know you may not see it now, but I believe everything happens for a reason. And I still believe that all things work together for good to them that love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. I still believe that this is time of reset. It's time to shift. It's time for God to get some stuff out of us that's been lying dormant. I'm telling you, some books going to be written, some dreams, some plays, some business ideas, a whole lot's going to come through this that it would not have ever happened if we stay stuck in that same old routine. So I hope you're encouraged. I hope you're inspired. If you are, subscribe to the page, send a link, let somebody know that Hope TV is presenting something that's positive and constructive that can be a blessing to your life. So again, thank you for tuning in to One-on-One. I'm excited today to have two young men who I just absolutely respect and admire and love. These are good brothers. I love being around people who have a dream, who have a vision, who are trying to do something with their lives. And I also love people who use their talents. I'm born and raised in the church, but sometimes being in the church, talents got stuck in the church. Well, you can take your talents and dream, not just in the sacred community, but in the secular community alike. And these brothers, I've been blessed to work with them and associate with them and just see what they're doing, building something, trying to do something, trying to grow. And growth is always important. Who you have around you is so important. The energy they bring, the attitude and the drive they bring. And these guys are amazing. And we're doing a one-on-one with them because I want to talk to them individually, but also together and corporately, because they're individuals. So we're talking to them one-on-one in their respective fields, but we all work together. So that's why we call them a one-on-one, but we're gonna have dual guests because you're gonna see the duality and the trilogy that's gonna come together as a result of our relationship. The first one, of course, is a native Georgian, grew up here in Georgia, east side of Atlanta, east side, Decatur side was greater, you know what I mean? Grew up in that side, doing the thing, went to Cedar Grove High School as an athlete, baseball player, football player, Cedar Grove. Grew up, just a tremendous athlete, track star, went to college on a football scholarship, had aspirations of the NFL, being a pro athlete. And, it's funny how God sometimes can shift your plans. Those plans shifted, and now he is in entertainment. He's an entrepreneur. He's an actor. He's a comedian. Just really built his own brand on social media, and is one of my favorite people in the world. And he's here with us today, my brother Desi Banks. What's up, little bro? How you doing, man?
What's going on, bro, man? How you doing, Pastor?
How you feeling, man? You doing good?
I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm thankful.
Glad,
I'm
glad
living.
to have you. I look forward to this conversation, man. Glad to have you here.
Most definitely. I'm
And
glad to
now
be here.
yes, sir. Now it's Desi here, but my other brother's here, and he's same story as Desi in a lot of ways. He grew up here, raised in the church, grew up around here, athlete, distinguished himself, went on to get a football scholarship, had an engineering major, and was able to play and get drafted, get selected to play. Free agent, played in the NFL, played in the CFL. I spent some time understanding how that how that business works. Now he's in business management, even though he's an engineer by education. He works in just a tremendous thinker, a strategist. He works in management. He works in inking deals. He works in agency, and just has a good eye and just a down-to-earth brother who I respect dearly as well. Cord Parks. What's up, Cord?
Man, thank you for having me on, man. I'm proud to be on here with y'all. Aside from us always working, but just a chance to get on here and chop it up.
Well, I appreciate it, man. What I want to talk about, first of all, tell us about yourself. Um, when you start playing ball, your dreams. I kind of hit it, but I want to hit from you because I heard some story and I seen some footage too. You told me you could run, but I did my own research, bro. I see you had some wheels behind you. So tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty fast. But yeah, I grew up playing sports. Always inspired by sports. I went to school playing, got a football scholarship. I did 2 years at Morehead State, and I ended up transferring. I finished at Georgia State University, like you said. Football ended up not working out for me, but it was always a passion in my life. And comedy was too. I would say I was always inspired by people like Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence. Eddie Murphy being my favorite. He inspired me with a lot of things that I do right now, from character work, from a lot of different things, man. From the acting side, from the just a lot of things that he do, man. But yeah, sports was like my first dream, man. But like you said, God had another calling for my life, and the thing that I'm doing right now, using my gifts and talents, I'm touching way more people than I would have touched playing football, I would say. And I think that's the thing that is really inspiring to me, and it inspires other. Of course, I have the sports background, and I say, the sports background, it played its part in my life. And I think, God, he played his purpose. I learned a lot of things dealing with sports, from I was with the stuff that I'm doing now, from like being a team player, working hard, doing what I got to do, what I'm saying, to get to where I'm trying to go. I thought football was going to be it, but God changed that, man. And I'm excited to be doing what I'm doing right now. I had gained a lot of opportunities. I'm on social media right now. Got a lot of major following. Almost 5 million on Instagram. Got 1 million on Facebook. I got almost 500,000, 500,000 on Twitter. Almost 1 million on YouTube. And it's just like, wow, man. And I was introduced to, I would say, a platform called Vine back in 2012. You know, which really opened my eye into like the gifts and talents that I had, to be able to touch the people, to be, to make people laugh, and do all those things. It was a friend named Rashad Punter who actually introduced me to Vine, and told me, you need to try this, dog. I think you funny. And it was crazy because the first video that I ever did on Vine, it actually went viral. So that's when I was like, wow, what I'm saying? This is crazy, But yeah, man, long story short, I feel like now that I'm living in my purpose, I'm doing exactly what, God want me to do. Touching these people with my company, especially in these times right now, these quarantine times. It's a great time to use my gifts. People need laughter right now. So yeah, it's a lot that I want to say, but I ain't gonna hold up,
That's great.
so.
All right, so of course we've heard about Dennis' story. So tell me a little about your background, because I know your background is sports related as well.
Atlanta native, went to Stone Mountain High School where I ran track and was on and played football there. Was a part of a state championship 4x4 team at Stone Mountain High School. From there, I went to Northeastern University where I also ran track and played football, and was lucky enough to actually get an opportunity to you know ring a couple bells for a few scouts, and get an opportunity to actually go and play in the NFL. From there, I went from Northeastern, which is in Boston, to the St. Louis Rams in 2009. From there, I went to the Seahawks in 2010, and then went on to the Minnesota Vikings. And then from there, I had a quick little stint with the Saints, and then took my talents up north to the Canadian Football League. But actually before that, I had an opportunity in the UFL which folded, kind of sort of like the climate we're in right now with how the XFL went. And then I actually went up to the CFL where I played for the BC Lions and also for the Edmonton Eskimos as a cornerback. And then from that, when I had an opportunity where I kind of, like you said, the time where you hit a rough patch where I think it was in between my 2012 season and me transitioning to go up to the CFL, where I kind of hit rock bottom, financially, mentally, spiritually, from all aspects of it. And God sent me back home to want to be with my dad on the time before he passed. And then I was training at a gym, and I told the owner of the gym at the time, I said, I seen that he was, a family guy. He had his family, and he was training and working with kids. And I was like, you know what? I said, I can't afford to pay you right now. I say, but if you allow me to train these kids, to make up for my pay, I'll stay here. And that's where God tapped into that passion for me to be able to start tapping into coaching and training. Once I transitioned out of playing, I started working at my best friend's gym, Ted's Fit Factory, over in La Vista, training the athletes over there, building my relationship with different athletes, and just bouncing around and getting my DB 101 brand building. And then when me and me and Desi's relationship goes back to almost to 2012 when he was at Moorhead. I was playing for the Saints, and we would always be trained. We were training at I can't remember what facility we're at, but we would be competing and working
Georgia
out and
State.
training together. You was at Georgia State then? Oh yeah, it was Georgia State. It was
Yeah,
Georgia
yeah, it
State.
was Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we would be competing and all that kind of stuff. And then as our relationship, we kept in touch and always talked to each other. And as our relationship grew and kept going, I think it was about 2.5 years ago. Desi was going to a show, I think in New Orleans, and I went down with him, and I traveled down on my own, and we just football and sport bring some type of camaraderie and brotherhood that you able to bond with people immediately. And we were talking, and I was like, man, you missing something. I was like, I don't know what it is, but you missing something. And this show, we came to show Atlanta, and I just kept asking. I was like, man, you missing something. And Desi being the person he was like, hey man, well, whatever I'm missing, how about you go find it for me? And I was like, well, I don't really know if I
yeah.
want to do all that. But I ended up talking with a friend of mine and explained, and she was like, Cord, it's relationships, it's just doing good business, it's handling that stuff. And then I came back to this, I was like, give me 90 days. Give me 90 days and, we'll build and we'll go from there. And the rest has been, our story and working and doing the stuff that we've been doing. So, it's interesting how, like we said, when we moving in our purpose and doing certain stuff, God will send you through different, tests and things that will tap into your purpose. Because I honestly feel like if he would have really, really, really blessed me during the time I was playing, that I wouldn't have been as active with the student athletes and the things that I'm doing now, because it would have been solely about me. But when you tap into your purpose, you start to understand it's about others and the people around you. So that's what I feel like, that the ebbs and flows of what I went through while I was playing took me to a place where I understood that my place on this earth wasn't about me. It was about me helping others.
That's good. And now you guys working together. Des, Coach talked about his dad a little bit and come back to spend time with him before he passed. But I want to talk about, the role with your family that is played, because I know you do a lot of characters, man. And people who know me know I love comedy. And the reason why I love you guys so much is because although I'm a pastor, I was an athlete too. Y'all might not believe that. And I think I could outran both of y'all. But
Man,
that's been a
Yeah,
long time ago. I ran,
we
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 just
I
gonna
ran
need
pull
you.
four.
your manuscript.
Yeah, we just
I
need
ran
you
a
to pray
4.4
for it.
now.
That's all. Just pray for us.
That's it.
But seriously, but seriously, one thing I love about you guys, I love being around real guys, and when you playing sports, you're able to hang out with all kind of people, and I came up on the south side and west side of Macon, so You know, you see a lot, but what I love about you guys is y'all can hang out anywhere. Y'all can be around any kind of people, and you both love your family. And so there's I want to know the role that your family played in terms of your comedy, because you talk about Mama Risa. Everybody knows Mama Risa and Uncle Earl. When did you first know you were funny? Were you trying to see that from somebody? Was your whole family funny? When did comedy start for you?
Comedy, I realized, I would say like maybe like 3 or 4 years. I had to find my purpose first to really realize that I was this person, because I was always this person, but never thinking about it. You know,
Wow.
like I said, growing up as a kid, I always watched Eddie Murphy. To this day, Nutty Professor is my favorite movie. That's my favorite movie. I used to, before I used to go to sleep, what used to quiet me down. My grandma used to sit me right in front of the TV and make me watch Martin. Like that was my favorite. That was one of my top shows. But like I said, sports was just still that thing for me, and I was always the funniest person on the team. But could nobody tell me that I wasn't going to the NFL? Could nobody say I knew for a fact that that's what I was going to do, and could nobody else tell me that? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, long story short, I got into college, and it ended up not working for me. And that's when everything completely just in my mind just went crazy. I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do, but the same person who introduced me to um, Vine told me to start getting on Instagram, and that's when everything like really had changed for my life, man. I got into acting class. I started taking my acting seriously. I was able to get in different short films, and I was able to do a movie called Love by Chance, which actually sent me over to South Africa for 10 to 11 days. And once I figured that out, and I was over there in South Africa, I was like, "It's no way that I'm about to go back to Smoothie King," because I was actually working at Smoothie King at the time, and I was like, "Man, this is it. I'm not going back. Like God told me this is it. I'm touching all these people." I was like, "Hey, it's no way, man." But with my family, I'm gonna be honest. Like, no, I feel like nobody ever saw this. Nobody ever
Wow.
knew I was this funny guy. Nobody ever knew it until I actually started doing it, and people was like, it's like everybody else knew, but my mom didn't know, my grandma didn't know, nobody knew, but I always watched. Like each character that I got is real life from my family. My grandma character is my mama Risa. Lil Johnny is me when I was a kid. The mama voice that you hear, that's my mama. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Earl is my real granddaddy Earl mixed with my granddaddy. Like all these people are real people. You know what I'm saying? That inspired me. But like I said, I watch people like Eddie Murphy. When it comes to character work, he's my biggest inspiration. Like if I could be a person when it comes to comedy, it'd be Eddie. It'd be, you know what I'm saying? Of course, it'd be myself first, but I
Right.
I would love to do exactly what Eddie did, from acting to comedy to drama to all those things. But yeah, man, my family, they didn't like, I believed in it first. It was, yeah, it's just crazy. I wish my family would have saw it, but nobody ever really like saw it like that for real. It was like everybody else, like my friends, that really saw it and said I was oh, you funny, or you this person, you a clown. And I actually had, when I was taking it serious, I actually had to go back into my past and be like, dang, they used to always like say I was funny, like I won most humorous in high school, not even knowing what I was doing. But it was like God saying, you just being yourself. I'm being myself. And to be yourself, like they say, man, I've tapped in my purpose and I found my gifts and talent. Like you say, Pastor, and the Bible say, I always love using this quote, your gifts will make room for you. And that's exactly what it's been doing for me. It's been making room for me, taking me to different cities, doing stand-up, being in movies, getting opportunities for major TV shows and films. Like football didn't do that. Being around the right people, getting the right team. Like, man, me and Corey talk about this all the time. I went through so many managers. There was a lot of emotions trying to find different managers and just getting the right people. And like, that's a major thing, man, because in this industry, you can't do it by yourself, man. You got to have the right people around you that don't want to see, they want to actually help you and see you win. And no, it ain't about them. It's about them helping you get into the next level. And you got to have those people around you, because if you ain't got those people around you, people take from you. You don't need no takers from you, man. That's why me and Cora rock like that, man. He want to see me win, and that's why I love him, man. He like my brother. you know, my big brother. I got brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's love. It's love, man. And like I said, I joined the church. I got with you, and once, hey, man, I found my purpose. Everything was just gold, man. And I'm just enjoying the process. We not finished. I'm thankful for where I'm at, but you know, we're not content right now. So yeah.
You know, it's funny. One thing I love about Dizzy Cord, you know, and we talk about athletes, and one thing that get me with Dizzy, and I saw it, you know, when he was working at Smoothie King, when he was coming up, building social media, but I seen him grow. I seen him go to South Africa. But one thing I love about him, and I always told my wife and anybody who I know about Dizzy, he's got that thing. It's almost like LeBron James got. I respect how
You gotta
LeBron.
tell him, Pastor, man. You helped me get to South Africa, man.
Oh man, no, it ain't about that, man. It's, you know, no, I mean, no, it's hey, man, it ain't about all that. I'm just glad to be connected. And one thing I love about Desi Cord, I want to throw it to you, is because when I see Desi, it reminds me of what I saw with LeBron James. Desi got a loyalty to people who loyal to him. And I love LeBron. Everybody know I love Jordan, I love Kobe, but I love LeBron. I love LeBron because LeBron don't ever forget where he came from. He loyal. One thing I know, and I see that quality in Desi. And I want to talk about that with you in 2012. Did you know he was funny then? Um, you know, when I see y'all working, it remind me of LeBron and Mav and all his crew. Them guys come up together. Tell me about your
Mm-hmm.
experience and what you feel like your role is in terms of Dez's brand right now.
2012, Des Banks was a football player. Like, I mean, he was a he was a ball player. The trash talk, all that was a ball player. I think what caught me, this was in my transition of playing in Canada, was the Tweaker Tweaker video. And then I seen that on Vine. And like I said, I seen it and I was like, I ain't even know. And I sent him a message. I'm like, bro, what you? And then I think we ended up talking. I was like, what's up with Bob? Like and I didn't see that part of it. I'm pretty sure, like you say, his teammates and stuff like that. Because when it came to me, it was always competition between me and him. So when it came down to us, it was like I'm a DB, he a wide receiver. It's gonna be always trash talking, and it's always gonna be you can't catch on me, you can't, that kind of stuff. But I think leading up to now, even from that aspect of it, like that competitive nature, the drive, both of our backgrounds coming from that sports background, it just creates that competitive drive for us to want to do better. And I think a thing and a dynamic that we've had to grow through is understanding that, you know what, okay, we can challenge each other and we still brothers on the same team, and we can build something. And it's not a me challenging you from a standpoint of like, okay, we are competing, but hey, it's a challenge because we all want to see each other do better. And that's a part of being on a like exactly what we seen on the documentary the other day. Is like, when you want to see your brothers do well, you're going to challenge each other. You're going to challenge each other to think mentally, spiritually, physically, in all kind of ways. And I've been able to watch him grow from his first 5-minute set to him doing his first hour to now I'm having a doggone stand up at the stage with a light, like, hey man, it's time to come off. Like, hey, it's time to come off. And I think just a huge part of that is like, it's just us falling in love with the process. Like, and I think that's just the engineering side of my mind, is like, I love to see how things work. I love to break stuff down, and I just love the process. And I think often in times, I know we in a generation where everybody wants it so quick. Is reminding ourselves that when we plant that seed, it's not gonna hit, not right necessarily right now. You gotta water it, you gotta nurture it. I used to tell him all the time, like, hey man, enjoy where we at. Like, enjoy this moment. Enjoy, the space that we in, because it can be, I think about my career. Like, I played 9 years and it still seemed like it was a blink. and to look back and say that I retired at something at 30, for me, I don't know how many people can say that, but like I would like to say, God bless me, I got a whole another 60 years ahead of me, right? But to know that like that was only a third or a portion or a quarter, whatever it is of my life, to retire at that and then now to be working, and it's just taking them same principles. And I think like that's a dope part of our team is like just that brotherhood, that willingness to challenge each other, and that willingness to just stand in it and say, you know what, we gonna grow and we gonna enjoy each step in each process and not skip down to the success part of it. Because a lot of people see the skits, right? A lot of people see the shows, but they don't see the meetings. They don't see, us arguing and trying to figure stuff out and all that kind of stuff. Like, and all of that makes you appreciate the full cake, at the end of the day. So, it's growth in all of it, and it's been amazing to watch. It's been amazing to watch.
Well, I appreciate you, man, because I appreciate you because, I've seen Desi grow. I've been connected with him for 3 years, and, I'm involved in film and production. That's my love. And to see what he's doing, how he's growing in it. But the piece that you have somebody who in your life who ain't a yes man, because sometimes you can have people around you who just tell you whatever you want to hear, but they hurt you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but who can you trust to know you got your back, be honest with you, and help push you forward? And I think that's why I respect you, because I think you've been that for Des in his life and making and it means a big thing. Des, I want to ask you a question. When you talk about pursuing your dreams, you got other people out here right now who watching. Some older, some married, some younger, and I think, and just like you had to shift from football to your career, I think some people having to rediscover what they're gonna do after this pandemic. I think this thing gonna affect people in a lot of ways. So, what would you recommend, to the person who's trying to pursue their dreams? What kind of advice would you give them? A person who's starting over from scratch, shifting over. How have you got? What's some things that you utilize to get where you are right now in your career?
Um, I would say first find out what it is that you really want to do. Um, and find that thing that you're gonna do that is not about you. There's gonna be something that's gonna be able to help others. I think that's the biggest thing. And throughout this quarantine, I think right now is it's the time to really prepare yourself. Be prepared for those doors that's about to open up. I think that's exactly what God is doing. God is it's time to prepare, because if you miss this opportunity to prepare, then that's just on you. Like for me, what I'm doing right now, I'm taking time to write more. Try to work on my stand up more. I'm trying to write more scripts. I'm trying to get ideas down so I can be prepared. So when these big productions or these people looking for opportunities, we can have to present to those people and not just sitting on my tail and not doing nothing. I'm continuing to create content, for the people on social media, building my brand in that aspect. Um, the goal is, man, you just can't quit. You can't let these situations bring you down, and can't let it get through your mind, because at the end of the day, this is not going to be the last tough time. These are the times that's going to make you stronger, make you wiser. These going to be the times I feel like you should be able to get closer to God. It's a lot of people that say they wish they could have got closer to God. Now is your time. You don't have nothing to do. Pick up that Bible. Read that Bible, man. This is your time. The time is now, because once things get back going, it's gonna be full speed, and you better be prepared. You better be ready, because if you don't, hey, there was your chance. There was your. It's like being incarcerated right now. Everybody got that second chance right now. This is the time to get your mind right. And it's like when you get out of prison or when you get out of jail. Now you come out, you mess up. That's just on you. You know what I'm saying? So I would
Yeah.
just say people right now, man, just find out what it is that you want to do, man, and don't give up. That's the thing. Like even when it came to me with like football and and comedy, it was a point in my life like I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I didn't give up on life. I ain't give up on life. I still tried to push and find out what it is that God had for me. So I had to find my purpose. And once I found my purpose, I tapped into that, and I see exactly what God wanted me to do. And once I found that, man, it's like I found everything. And, I don't see myself doing nothing else but doing what I'm doing right now. And that's being on that stage, being in movies, be having my production company, being a writer or producer. My mind is on that right now. Giving people opportunities. That's it. That is it. It ain't nothing else. I done found it. I don't think with God you want me to preach. We can preach too, but it's gonna be a part of the purpose of what I'm doing. I'm preaching on the stage. That's preaching. That's my
Yeah.
preaching.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but yeah, man. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's yeah. So yeah, man, I feel like, hey, that's the advice, man. Find your purpose. Don't give up. Stay consistent. Consistency is a big key. If it don't work the first time, keep doing it. Eventually, it's gonna work. I promise you. I done went through so much of trying to find the right niche on social media. Especially being on stage, trying to figure out that joke, making that joke work. Cause Core to tell you that if it ain't funny, he ain't gonna laugh. So he gonna
I'm a tough
he'll
critic,
tell
but I
you,
ain't gonna lie. I'm tough, man. I'm tough.
he a tough critic now. You make Core laugh, you in good shape. But yeah, and
Yeah.
That's
now,
good.
and the biggest thing I feel like I had, like I'm working on right now. I ain't gonna lie, I'm human, man, and I get to watching people, and I watch people comments and what people say. And I used to let that affect me. Like, oh, I don't think he's funny. I let that affect me sometimes. But now I'm worried. I'm like, man, I'm not going to worry about that. I can't worry about those people because at the end of the day, it's going to be those people, man. They going to say what they want to say. But you just got to keep pushing.
Sure is.
Nobody, they going to, they going to say it. It's just what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing that I'm working on. Not worrying about what others saying, man, and just keep put. Because I think that's what hold a lot of people back. They get they hear what other people say. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that, and they let that sink in, and that's what kill them. That kill a lot of dreams. Listening to other people, but you got to believe in yourself first, and believe that you can make it. And once you do that, the rest is history.
Yeah,
Great,
buddy.
man. Cole, let me ask you something. What's the biggest lesson you learned so far in your life, from football to your engineering to this management agency piece with management piece? What's the biggest lesson you learned so far that you can share with people?
Um, it'll really go back to the question you just asked, Desi. I think the biggest thing that I learned out of this was is having that crazy faith.
Good.
And what I mean by that is dreaming and having ideas and things that people say, man, you crazy. And then putting in the work, putting the action behind it. Cause I never forget um the praise and everything that I got when I first signed. And then when I was cut, when I was hurt, um, every time I walked past them same people, each time I failed, uh, them praises became the same people. Like, man, I don't think you should go back no more. You should get a regular job. And these were the same people who believed in this same dream at first. So a big lesson for me was, you know what, having that crazy faith, zeroing in on your target, and having laser focus on that. I think, and understanding that the people around you may not see what you're shooting at. They might not
Mm-hmm.
they might not know the target, and it may seem so crazy. But if you see it, zero in on it, and like you say, stay consistent and doing all that, I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned is just staying consistent and zeroing in on your target and staying at it. Because like I said, a lot of the people who were the same people that were like I said, praising and cheering when it got difficult, they were the same ones. Like, man, you should hang it up. And then when I really was like, you know what, I'm gonna let go of the material. I'm gonna let go of this. And my mentor, I never forget the day my mentor told me I wasn't keeping the main thing the main thing. I was focused on so many different things, trying to make money, trying to do this, trying to do that. And he was like, what pays your bills right now? I was like, football. He was like, you need to focus on football then. And
Mm-hmm.
I went back to it and I literally just spoke. I ate, slept, football, trained. and that consistency and that hard work. And it became to the point where even my mama was like, "Boy, are you crazy? All you doing is training. You don't care about your car. You don't care about none of this stuff." Like, I let it all go. And then when that season came and I had an all-star season, she was like, "Wow, now I see." You know what I'm saying? So it just reminds me all the time that, dream big and jump out there, man, because the only time you really gonna look at something is when you say, "Oh, I should have did," and I don't want to be a shoulda person. I just say, "Hey, we tried it. We gonna work hard." And a lot of times we always say, "What's the worst that's gonna happen? What's the worst that's gonna happen?" And go from there. So,
Absolutely.
man, dream big, jump out there, take that leap of faith, have crazy faith, and put the work in. Don't just expect that because you got a vision or a dream or a thought or any type of thing like that it's just gonna fall out the sky and happen. Like, you really gotta put that work in. Faith without work is dead. So your dream gotta be big and your work ethic gotta be 10 times bigger than that just to make it happen. So that's been my lesson that I've been learning is just the steadfast work, have that faith, and then outwork that when it comes to it.
Yeah, that's great. Desi, we're getting ready to end this one, but you talk a lot about purpose, and you got a lot of merchandise about purpose. You know what I mean? And it's funny how 1 minute we talk about departments, the next minute we talk about purpose. Why did you why you push that word purpose so much? And what kind of when you found your purpose, how did you know it?
The reason why I push it so much, man, because I purpose is, I feel like that's the thing we was born to do. God gave everybody purpose, and it's like if you're not living in your purpose, it's like what are what are you living for? So it's that thing that I want to do because I know I'm not gonna be here forever, but I want to be able to make God proud, do exactly what He told me to do while I'm here, because everybody's time is ticking, and I try to let people know I'm not just doing comedy. I'm not just acting. I'm doing this to let people know I'm living in my purpose. I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's like when I found them, and I found everything. Like I'm touching, like I said, football. I would have not touched near the people who I'm touching right now when it comes to comedy and acting. Millions of people that I'm touching. And the biggest reason I feel like God is like elevate me because I'm doing what He wants me to do. I'm sharing His word. I'm helping others. I'm tapping in with other people when other people say, okay, how can you help me find my purpose? And I'm being able to communicate with these people. It's a lot of different things. The main goal is to let people know about God. And each stand-up show that we do, after the shows, we talk about our story. We talk about purpose and letting people know how thankful we are, and this the reason why we do it. We ain't just doing this to just do it. No, we doing this because this is what we supposed to be doing, and we here to help y'all, man. Tap into your purpose. It's not too late. I don't care how old you is. It's never too late to tap into your purpose. I'm just thankful that I'm able to find it at 26.
Yeah.
That's like it's a core. He played football. I don't know when he found the purpose. But I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But me being 26 right now, I'm just thankful to be where I'm at. And I still don't know it all. I'm still learning. I still grow each and every day. I'm not where I want to be at yet. So it's a lot to come with it, man. But purpose is everything. Tap into your purpose, man. That's when it's gonna feel good. That's when it's gonna feel good. Even when it feel bad, it's still gonna feel good because you're living in your purpose.
Yeah, I think,
Man,
and just to
y'all, you
just
guys,
to piggyback,
Yeah.
yeah.
off that, like, um, I'm passionate. I was passionate about football,
Yeah.
passionate about it, but that purpose, like, passion can burn off, but purpose can
Yeah.
live forever because you're
For
gonna
sure.
impact people. Like, granted, the content that he's putting out can live forever, right? After he's long gone, the things that he's putting out. And you know, when you in your purpose, you gonna impact so many people that it will, like, your name, your vision, things like that, it'll live forever. So I just like, the biggest thing we always say, like, it's just like, if it's purpose, it's gonna flow, and it's the pieces of the puzzle gonna be put together, right?
Yeah.
You can live off the passion, and you can do certain things, but you'll start to see that even in your passion, you're gonna get that resistance, and then God gonna start to show you different things, and He will reveal different uh obstacles along the way, and lessons that will start to teach you. And that's when I really started to understand, like, okay, football, my passion is about me, but my purpose is helping people.
Yeah,
So
it is. Yeah.
if it's teaching them how to, if it's teaching like, a big part of my purpose now is teaching athletes how to transition from sport to real life. That's a big deal to me now, because I see stories like Dizzy Banks, like, to be able to transition from a student athlete to, a successful actor, comedian, father, all those kind of things, is like, that's a big deal. And I think we dropped the ball in that point. It's like, we push for, man, go play ball, go do this and go do that, and that's passion, but it only lasts for so long. And after that, your purpose, you're gonna have to tap into your purpose, and so a lot of people don't find it, and I think that's the tough
Yeah.
part. Is that, man? I often hear that story of the man who died, and he looked back, and it was all his vision, his dreams, and all that stuff. And God point back and say, "Hey, man, them all your visions and your dreams and things along your purpose." And I'm like, a big thing is leave it all out there. Like, try everything. Do it. Take a chance, and tap into it, and listen to the messages that come from your failures. I think a lot of people just scared to fail. And I learned my greatest lessons in failure. I learned my greatest lessons in being cut. I learned my greatest lessons when I got to college and, failed my first math class after skating through high school, and don't be afraid of it. Because a lot of time I was afraid to fail. And then once I learned, it ain't that bad after all. I started to understand the lessons in losing, and started to learn that I'm not losing, I'm learning. Well, how can I learn from whatever situation that happens? So that's a big part of purpose, and that's one of the things I love about him is his drive and purpose, and the message that we get across at every show is purpose. The passion that he puts into it, but the people that they zone in when we talk about it, and when they see that word, like, that word really makes you think. And if it don't make you think, you probably ain't ticking on the same on the same wavelength that we on, because you should be diving deep, and that word should really, like, have something that has a deep meaning for you.
Man, you guys have just said a whole lot, man, and Court, the things you're doing with athletes and the training you're doing for, high school athletes, and helping to want to transition pro players. We're gonna come back and talk about that another time, and I'm excited about it. And Desi, what you're doing, man, with just comedy, writing, giving people an opportunity, up and coming writers, producers, directors. I seen you give all people, you got your own business, you got your own production company, to give people a chance to dream who use their talents, man. And even your merchandising. You got me a shirt from Apartments, and I wear my parlay shirt, my purpose shirt, and my partner shirt. And hey, 3Ps at the same time, man. I just want to thank y'all for being a part today, and we're gonna probably be here a while. Hopefully y'all can come back maybe after the draft over with. We can talk more about some other stuff, but both y'all use that word purpose, and one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is all things work together for good to them that love God and to those who are called according to his
His
purpose.
purpose.
And I think that's the lesson
Amen.
for the night. That's the message for the night, guys. Everybody who's watching, trying to figure out what's happening, the pandemic, don't know, but if you find your purpose, it's gonna work together for you good. So I want to thank y'all. I want to thank Denzel Banks and Court Parks for being a part of our one-on-one session. Had some great encouragement and some great inspiration tonight. And I appreciate you guys for being a part. Hey, we get ready to close this session of one-on-one. But I hope you've been inspired to find your purpose and know it's gonna work out. If you love God, if you're called according to purpose, it's gonna work out. Until we talk again, always remember this: if you be good to God, God will be good to you. Till next time, peace. Take care.
Peace.